The other day I picked up one of those articles on how to live longer, how to live better. And you know what the bottom line was? Of course you need to get more exercise, you need to eat right, you need to get more sleep. But the bottom line was the people who have the most fulfilling and rewarding lives and the people who live the longest are those who have a sense of purpose. I'm Joe Ty, CEO of Values Coach, and your coach for this course on the 12 Core Action Values. In the last 30 sessions, we have covered Core Action Values 1 through 6, having to do with laying a solid foundation of personal character strength. Today we move on. Core Action Values 7 through 12 cover how to use your values as a platform to take action out there in the real world. And we begin with having a sense of purpose. You know, the poet McZann said, "Someone with a job is never secure. Someone with a calling is never unemployed." And in a minute, we'll cover the difference between having a calling and having a sense of purpose and being on a mission. But for now, think about purpose. What is your purpose in life? You know, Rick Warren wrote the best-selling book, The Purpose-Driven Life. And the reason I think that sold so many millions of books is that we hunger for that. You know, we live in such a busy, fragmented, diverted world. We really want to have some sort of underlying sense of purpose. You know, every time I hear an old person, my age group, for example, say, young people today, they just don't want to work hard. I don't buy that for a minute. What they don't want is they don't want to put in face time. They don't want to be given meaningless drone work sitting in a cubicle. They want work that really matters. And to demonstrate, you know who is the #1 recruiter of the top students coming out of the top schools in America today? It is not some big corporation. It is a nonprofit organization called Teach for America. And what they do is they bring these bright young kids, put them through an 8-week boot camp, teaching them how to be teachers, and then they send them off to an inner city school with a 2-year contract to teach. Guess what? When these kids come out of their 2-year contract, the big corporations are lined up wanting to hire them because they know these are the kind of people that they want. So let's look at several aspects of having a sense of purpose. First, as I said, it is not the same as being on a mission. If I say, she's on a mission and here she comes, what do? That's right, you run. Get out of the way. A mission is something specific. You accomplish it, it's done. It is not calling. Calling is something you're born with or something you pick up over time, like having a calling to be a musician or a writer. Purpose, on the other hand, is really a choice. It's something that you commit yourself to. Now, second, remember back on authenticity, I asked you that terribly important question. What would you do if every job paid the same and had exactly the same status? That is a clue. That's a clue to what is your purpose here on life. And I believe most of us really are born with a certain set of talents, a certain set of innate passions that will guide us toward what our purpose can be. Now, I also want to talk about motivation, because if you're going to be driven by a sense of purpose, you have to be motivated. And here's something I believe. I believe that having multiple sources of motivation is a good thing, not a bad thing. I remember reading a book by Chuck Colson. You know, he's the founder of Prison Ministries Fellowship. And he said, people ask me why I do what I do, why I write books, for example. And he said, I would love to be able to tell you that it's only because I care about my fellow human beings. Now, I certainly do, but I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that I also like getting royalty checks in the mail. I'd be lying to you if I didn't like walking through an airport and having people point me out. I kind of like the fame and the fortune part too. That's important because look at some other authors, you know, John Grisham, Nora Roberts. I mean, those folks, if they were only motivated by money, they'd have quit a long time ago because they've probably got more money than they can spend. They're driven by multiple sources of motivation, including just the sheer joy of sitting down at a keyboard or sitting down with a yellow pad. Now, having a sense of purpose is two things. It's both knowing what your purpose is, and that can be quite a struggle, just figuring out. But even more important, it is every day reminding yourself of what that purpose is. You know, we live in such a soundbite world where now email is too slow. Now we text each other. Just routinely reminding yourself, This is why I'm here. This is my purpose. Otherwise, you're likely to get caught up in that tyranny of the urgent, tyranny of the right now, get it done right now, texting, email, all of that stuff. Today, this is why I'm here. It's really a choice. It's how you choose to use your time. Watching TV or studying a book. Finally, let me talk about flow. F-L-O-W. I've mentioned this before, but flow is the state of being so involved, so immersed in something that you actually lose track of the passing of time. It is Dr. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, who's the world's leading authority on flow. He says that is the most powerful form of human motivation. That is a state that we long to be in. He said most of us experience that if you've got a really great book and you're reading it and you can't wait to get to the end and suddenly it's 3 in the morning and you can't keep your eyes open. That is flow. And you know, we live in this world where we're always texting and we're this to that and we're trying to multitask 13 things at once. Keeping on purpose is a great way to channel your energy so you get into that highly rewarding, highly motivating state of flow. One last thing. The Self-Empowerment Pledge, when it comes to your sense of purpose and following that sense of purpose, no matter what anybody else says or thinks, Tuesday's promise will help you stay on track. Tuesday's promise says this: I will not allow low self-esteem, self-limiting beliefs, or the negativity of others to prevent me from pursuing my most authentic goals and dreams and becoming the person I am meant to be. I can think of no better definition for being a purpose-driven person. So, in the next 4 days, we're going to cover the 4 cornerstones of purpose. For today, think about this. What is your purpose in life? Why are you here? What are the most important things for you to be doing to reflect that purpose in the real world? And what are you going to have to give up, perhaps watching too much TV, in order to fulfill your purpose? See you next time.